Hari Om, welcome all in YCB Level 2 course. Today's subject is Concepts and Principles of Sukshma Vyayam, Sthula Vyayam and Surya Namaskar. Now we'll see history of Sukshma Vyayam. Sukshma Vyayam is an ancient yogic technique. Evidence of its existence can be found over 5000 years ago. In the ancient period, this practice was very popular and was being used in keeping bodies healthy. Text of Mahabharata also confirms its existence in that period. After some time, this practice became extinct, but then with intention of handing over this powerful technique, Maharaja Kartikeya Swami taught this technique to various yogis, and Swami Dhirendra Brahmachari later did the work of propagating this technique throughout the world during 1924 to 1994. Benefits of Sukshma Vyayam. Classical philosophy suggests that practice of Sukshma Vyayam causes benefits to each and every part of our body. Not only physical, but it also affects subtle parts of human body. Each and every cell, joint, muscle, tissues, fibers, nerves get stimulated in this process. Sukshma Vyayam also helps to remove blockages from our nadis which form part of our subtle body, and allows free flow of prana shakti, which is responsible in control of our body activities and mental activities. Sukshma Vyayam affects 17 elements of our body, 5 sensory organs that are eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin, 5 organs of actions that are hands, legs, mouth, anus and genitals, mind and intellect. It also helps us to gain control over 5 pranas, 5 energy flows in our body. Though pranayam is the best technique to control our prana shakti, Sukshma Vyayam helps us to regulate it better. One of the verse from Upanishad says, Sharirena jitaha sarve shariram yogi bhirjitam. Meaning of this verse is that with the practice of Sukshma Vyayam, a person can conquer or gain control over his subtle body and can reach the stage of ultimate bliss, which is the aim of yoga. Sukshma Vyayam increases the lungs capacity and lowers down the breathing rate, and this can go on till the practitioner experience no need to do effortful breathe at all. And Sukshma also helps to remove toxins and makes human bones and tissues strong. Practice of Sukshma Vyayam from early age helps person stay fit and naturally make their offsprings intelligent and strong by birth. Sukshma Vyayam helps in activation of Shat Chakras and Kundalini Shakti. Thus, regular practice of Sukshma Vyayam helps in enhancement of energy, purity, calmness and spirituality in one's body. Now let us move further to Sthula Vyayam. Sthula Vyayam is a form of physical exercise. As Sukshma Vyayam is meant for subtle body, Sukshma Sharira, Sthula Vyayam meant for gross body, that is physical body. It strengthens the Sthula Nadis of our body. It helps to improve functioning of various body parts and organs. Sthula Vyayam practice also makes your body shapely, strong and healthy. As it is a fast exercise, it increases your heart rate, respiratory function, etc. When we perform most other physical exercises that we perform form part of Sthula Vyayam, That is why the less emphasis is given on these type of exercise in our syllabus. Now, first we'll see the types of Sukshma Vyayam. There are 5 main types of Sukshma Vyayam in our syllabus. They are neck movement, shoulder movements, trunk movement, knee movement and ankle movements. And the names of Sanskrit names of these movements are called neck movement called Griva Shakti Vikasak. Shakti Vikasak means strengthening exercise and Griva is neck. Like that for each exercise there is a Sanskrit name. Shoulder movements are called Purna Bhuja Shakti Vikasak. Trunk movements are called Kati Shakti Vikasak. Knee movements are called Janu Shakti Vikasak and ankle movements are called Pada Mula Shakti Vikasak. Practice. There are subtypes of these Sukshma Vyayams mentioned in our syllabus. For the exam purpose, students are required to prepare at least 3 to 4 variations of each type of Sukshma Vyayam, which you can know more in your practical sessions. Out of many Sthula Vyayam, there are 2 types of Sthula Vyayam covered in our YCB syllabus and they are called Sarvanga Pushti and Ridgati or Engine Dod. Sarvanga Pushti, as the name suggests, this exercise benefits every part of our body and enhances energy. It purifies our whole body. And Ridgati, it increases your heart rate, so it is called Ridgati, or it is fast exercise, that is why it is called Engine Dod. This practice, even for 2 minutes, is more beneficial than walking for 10 miles. Now let us summarize some important points about Sukshma and Sthula Vyayam. First one is people of all age groups can practice this technique effectively and it prepares your body, mind for asanas and pranayam. It also is very effective in the sickness or in the patients or in ailment condition. Just one has to practice as per his or her capacity. Especially Sukshma Vyayams are very helpful for the patients to recover as it induces peace, balance and one-pointedness which in turn brings about harmony in physical body. When performed with awareness of physical movements and synchronized with breath, in this case it becomes slower and which in turn slows down the brain waves, further enhances relaxation and awareness. This method of practice has a greater influence at the physical and pranic levels, is especially useful for harmonizing and revitalizing the body and improving the functions of the internal organs and balances the pranic flow through the nadis. It reduces stiffness of joints and strengthens the muscles. And regular practice removes toxins from the body. It improves metabolism. And the continuous practice for the longer duration can activate Kundalini Shakti. Thus, it brings calmness and spirituality within you. So, Sukshma Vyayam and Sthula Vyayam are very useful to keep your body and mind healthy. Now we'll see Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar means offering salutations to the sun. Is practiced in the early morning or evening, facing the sun. The sun is revered and celebrated deity for health and long life. Being the immensely radiant and life-giving force on earth, the sun is the representation of the invisible supreme power that nurtures and sustains the universe. The practice of Surya Namaskar or sun salutations has came down to us from the long past. Surya Namaskar are very popular and being for at least 5,000 to 10,000 years back. The references of Surya Namaskar can be found in the ancient texts called Rig Vedas. In that period, people, Rigvedis, used to perform ancient rituals, and it is mandatory to practice Surya Namaskar with the mantra chanting. Mantras are to offer adorations and prayers to God Sun, because the kind of work the Rigvedis used to do, it requires sitting at one position for hours together, and to maintain their health it was considered to be necessary. In today's world also, just like Rigvedis, we are doing work sitting at one position daily for hours together, and hence it is recommended for all of us to practice Surya Namaskar along with mantra chanting daily for good health. The reference of Surya Namaskar, I told you that it is found in Rig Vedas. There we find the name called Rucha Kalpa Surya Namaskar. That means Surya Namaskar with mantras, with along with bija mantras. That is Rucha. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha Atha Rucha Kalpa Namaskaraha. This is reference from Rig Veda. This way in Rig Veda, many shlokas tells us about the importance of Surya Namaskar and about the right way to practice Surya Namaskar. That is how to chant Bija mantras. There are total 12 mantras prescribed in Rig Vedas, which are to be chanted while practicing Surya Namaskar. For reference, I am mentioning two of mantras here. The first one is Om Ram Udyanadya Mitramahah Ram Mitraya Namaha. Second one is Om Rim Arohanna Uttaram Divam Ram Khagaya Namaha. This way, through these 12 mantras, we pray to Lord Sun and request him to keep us healthy and free us from all ailments. Thus, praying to Lord Sun is a ritual since Sindhu Sanskriti. There is a reference also in Ramayana, epic called Ramayana, that Agastha Muni, Guru, asked Lord Rama to pray to Lord Sun when he was at war with Ravana. So, to summarize, it is scientifically proven ritual to pray Lord Sun and to gain health and sharp mind. Thus, Surya Namaskar practice is very ancient and has a great history. Now let us see the 12 poses in the Surya Namaskar. In your YCB level 2 course, you are going to learn the Surya Namaskar in 12 counts as per the guidelines by Ayush Mantralaya. You can refer your yoga guide book for this, and you are also going to learn these 12 poses in your practical sessions. Now let us understand the important aspects and the different names of asana in the 12 poses. They are as follows. First is Pranamasana. Pranamasana is a standing position with the hands in Namaskar Mudra. And second is Hasta Uttanasana. Hasta Uttanasana is both arms above your head like Virasana. Third is Padahastasana. Exhale and bend forward, palms touching to the ground and forehead to the knees, and knees are straight. Fourth is Vama Ashwa Sanchalanasana, same as the third pose of Yog Vidyadham syllabus. And fifth is Parvatasana, same as the seventh pose of Yog Vidyadham syllabus. Sixth here is Sashtangasana. Ashtangasana, that is Ashtanga Sthiti, 8 parts of your body touching to the ground. 7th is Bhujangasana. Here the Bhujangasana is Vakrahasta Bhujangasana. 8 is again Parvatasana. Do the same position as the 5th stage, that is downward facing dog, Parvatasana. 9 is Dakshinasva Sanchalanasana, same as the 4th stage here, Vamasva Sanchalanasana and Dakshinasva Sanchalanasana. 10th is Padahastasana, same as 3rd position. 11 is Hasta Utthanasana, arms above your head like Virasana. And 12 is Pranamasana, again back to Sthiti, standing position with hands in Namaskar Mudra. Like this, total 12 poses are there. Total asanas are 8 and the 4 asanas are repeating, like Ashwa Sanchalanasana, Padhasthanasana, Hastothanasana and Pranamasana. These are the repeating positions, repeating asanas. Now we will see the breathing pattern in Surya Namaskar. The basic principle of breathing pattern is same as Yoga Vidya Dham. So whenever you are moving towards the gravity, that means you are bending forward, you have to breathe out. And whenever you are moving away from gravity, that is you are bending backward, you have to breathe in. So this basic principle behind breathing is same. And remember just two important points here, two important changes here, that don't hold your breath in any pose. And second is breath is normal after completing the every pose. Benefits of Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar has physical, mental and spiritual benefits. First, we'll see physical benefits. Benefits of 12 asanas in one round of Surya Namaskar. And it brings about general flexibility of the body and preparing it for asanas and pranayam. It reduces visceral fats. It improves the function of each and every system in your body, like digestion system, respiration system, endocrine, etc. And regular practice promotes strength and balance throughout the entire body. And it is very important to remember that this is not just a physical exercise, but it is also for your mind. By means of it, people can become joyous, experience happiness and contentment. Each posture of Surya Namaskar is accompanied by regulation of breath. Each round of Surya Namaskar is done after utterance of Omkar with appropriate Brija mantra, along with the name of God's Son. And mantras are the combination of sound which are designed to produce a specific effect on mind and its functioning. So you get emotional balance, your memory power improves, your intellectual personality also improves. And the spiritual benefits, we can say, it is a upasana of Surya, of God's Son, and it has a mantra shakti, power of mantra. So the regular practice of Surya Namaskar effects on your subtle body, and it can activate chakras also, Shat chakras also. So we can say the Surya Namaskar is a boon for mankind to attain perfect harmony between body, mind and spirit. The Surya Namaskar or offering salutations to the sun is practiced in the early morning or evening facing the sun. The sun is the revered and celebrated deity for health and long life. Being immensely radiant and a life-giving force on earth, The sun is the representation of the invisible supreme power that nurtures and sustains the universe. A well-balanced growth of body and mind alone is an essential prerequisite for a human being to live in the world in a peace and fulfill his or her aspirations. According to the sages of ancient India, it is said, Nayam Atma Balahinena Labhyah, means sickly body makes it impossible for the mind to reach the higher realms. In other words, a diseased body is a serious obstacle in the path of spiritual development. A healthy and strong body housing an undeveloped or diseased mind is not helpful either. A healthy body and a keen mind with the inner spirit in deep slumber are like a castle of sand prone to destruction by the gushing waves of the sea. So, what is ideal to strive for balanced development of the body, mind, and spirit to achieve perfection? Surya Namaskar is a great tool to realize this goal. Let us discuss some important points about Surya Namaskar for practical exam. See, Surya Namaskar are very popular and being practiced for at least 5000 years back. So, over the period, what happens? Various institutes, organizations have developed different styles of practicing Surya Namaskar. All these styles are beneficial and they are correct. As per our YCB syllabus, we will be practicing Surya Namaskar in 12 counts. But students are free to choose and practice Surya Namaskar in any different style. All the styles will be considered valid for the exam. And it is also not compulsory for exam purpose to chant mantra. Of course, chanting mantra before each round of Surya Namaskar is beneficial, is definitely good for mental health, but it is not compulsory for exam. As per guidebook, we are asked to chant mantra before switching it into the next asana. That means we need to chant all 12 mantras in one cycle of Surya Namaskar. But again, it is not compulsory. Now we'll see some important points for Viva exam of Surya Namaskar, Sukshma Vyayam and Sthula Vyayam. The questions like this can be asked that tell the ancient reference of sun salutations, in which text you find the explanation, description of sun salutations. Then the importance of sun salutations or benefits of sun salutations. Then precautions to be taken while practicing sun salutation or who should not perform sun salutation, that is contraindications for sun salutation like the ailments like heart disease or spondylitis, spondylosis, knee pains, joint pains. In this type of ailments, it is not suggested to practice Surya Namaskar. So you have to explain all these things in these precautions and contraindications. Then tell the breathing pattern to be followed while performing sun salutation. Tell the names of asanas to be performed while doing sun salutations. It is important to understand that even if we perform 12 sun salutation in 12 counts, we perform only 8 asanas because 4 asanas are repeated. So they can ask which asanas are repeated and which are not repeated. This question can come. So why are sun salutation called Sarvanga Purna Vyayam, Sarvanga Sundar Vyayam? So you have to explain it like physical, mental, spiritual aspects. So is there any ancient reference to Surya Namaskar or ancient reference for Sukshma Vyayam, Sthula Vyayam? And who is the propagator of Sukshma Vyayam, micro exercises? And why the Sukshma Vyayam exercise called Sukshma, subtle exercise or micro exercise. And what are the benefits of micro exercise? What are the benefits of macro, that is Sthula Vyayam? Though, so separately they can ask for Sukshma Vyayam and Sthula Vyayam. And though how many types of micro exercises, Sukshma and Sthula Vyayam, in your syllabus, as per your syllabus. So you have to remember all the names of Sukshma and Sthula Vyayam. So such type of questions can be asked in your Viva exam. Like this, we have covered this topic of Sukshma Vyayam, Sthula Vyayam and Surya Namaskar. Thank you very much.